Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to another YouTube video, and today's video topic is a message from your spirit guide. So this topic was voted upon by my Patreon members, and if that interests you, where you can also unlock monthly and weekly readings that no one else sees, the link to look at my Patreon is down below. I will not blab on about that, but it is pretty cool if you want to join a little tarot community. Yeah, so today's reading, we have three piles here, as you can see. Pile 1, we have this labradorite tower. Pile 2, we have this chunk of rose quartz. In pile 3, we have, actually this broke when I was putting this together, but it is an aura quartz. So I'm curious to see if the breaking of the crystal has anything to do with that pile, but don't let that distract you from choosing which pile you feel the most drawn to. I always highly recommend pausing the video, taking a few deep breaths, and choosing whichever pile comes to mind. Or, for example, if you see the number 1 keep repeating in your mind when doing deep breaths, I say go with pile 1. But yeah, I'll give you a few seconds here. We do have some background music. It is Studio Ghibli. I don't know the correct way to pronounce that. I hear so many different things. And I will be linking that as well below because I always listen to this YouTube video when I do work. But yeah, we'll give a few seconds here to pick your pile, and you can jump to whichever one with the timestamps below. All right, let's get into it. All right, hey pile 1, those who chose the labradorite tower, we're going to see what your spirit guide message is. I do have some pre-shuffled cards I have not looked at yet to the side here, with the first 2 being possibly who this guide could be to you. This is a general reading, so please take what resonates. Don't overthink it and just go with the flow, okay? We're going to start with the tarot cards first and see what the overall message is here. Get a good shuffle in. Maybe one more for good measure. Okay, let's see. What is your ooh, already starting off good there. Let's see what else. We have the 8 of Wands. Let's grab maybe 2, 3 more. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune, the 8 of Wands, the 9 of Swords in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the 6 of Pentacles upright. So before I get into what this whole message is already screaming to me, I do want to use the 2 archetype cards here to see who or what this guide is to you, possibly. Again, take it with a grain of salt, but I always like to get an idea of who I'm working with here. Okay, so we have the Alchemist card, and then we have the Mentor card. So right off the bat, for a lot of you watching this pile 1, this could be someone who has passed on that you knew in this lifetime already, that you considered a mentor. They could have been a little older. Sometimes this can indicate maybe an uncle or aunt, as well as a grandparent of some sort. And with the Alchemist card here, I feel like for some reason this person could have been very scientifically smart during their time here with you. They could have literally been in the STEM field perhaps their whole life, or they're just very analytical. There's something going on here where maybe during this lifetime when you knew them, they helped you with scientific things, or they were just someone who was very scientific minded, and they helped guide you through a lot of different things, especially when it comes to redeeming your character and the wisdom that they possibly passed on to you. Okay, so again, take that with a grain of salt, but I always like to see who I'm talking with here. But pile 1, I do want to stress to you that this guide's message for today's video is very uplifting and positive, especially if you have been struggling when it comes to either academics or career opportunities. For some reason, this is screaming to me possibly, like let's say you're a new graduate of some sort, high school, college graduate, and you're struggling to find a job, you're struggling to get into the school you were hoping for. There's some kind of opportunity that either hasn't manifested yet, or it's been a continuous struggle in terms of even landing one thing. Like, it definitely seems like it's affecting probably how you view your capabilities, because with everything else going on here, I just get the sense that a lot of it could be external reasons why you haven't seen it come to fruition yet, or there's like you keep getting denied in some sense, because I feel like with the Page of Pentacles there is that energy there that you've kind of done all the right things, which could also be the frustrating part. But I think a lot of it is external, possibly due to like COVID, due to what's going on with Ukraine and Russia, like things like that, where it's like very political stuff going on, the societal things, and you can't really put all that pressure on yourself because it's like there's things going on that are out of your control. So if you're starting to develop like depression like symptoms because you aren't landing what you were expecting to land or something like that, this could also be in terms of financial status. Again, take what resonates, but I feel like for some of you this could be like you aren't getting the raise you want, you aren't making the money you want, like there's something going on here where it's like you can't be beating yourself up because of what happened. So this guide wants you to know that with the other cards here, with the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Pentacles upright, things are going to be happening really fast, really soon. And honestly, I feel like it might be happening this month in March or April, but this is a timeless reading. So probably in the next month or two from whenever you see this video, things could be moving really fast, especially for the better good for you. Because the Wheel of Fortune card shows me success in terms of feeling validated, having achievements, having accomplishments, feeling like the world and is finally turning in your favor. Like that's kind of the feeling the Wheel of Fortune gives. And the Eight of Wands just kind of indicates it's going to be happening sooner rather than later, and probably a little bit more sudden than you're used to, okay? So keep that in the back of your mind. But with the Six of Pentacles here as well, I feel like for some of you, if this is like, for example, if you're waiting on a college that you really want and you've been denied by other ones so far, be prepared for a situation where you do get into a college that you really want, and there probably is going to be a really kind, considerate, like financial package that comes with it. And that's just an example. Another way that this can manifest in your life, pile one, is if you are finally offered a really good job and the pay is even more than you were anticipating, like something along those lines where there's going to be some kind of kindness associated with the offer that's going to put like an even like bonus feeling to finally getting what you want. And I feel like it's probably going to be better than you expected. So that's why I also feel like this mentor, this guide really wants you to understand that like it's going to work in your favor. You just have to give it a little bit more time, because again, it's going to be happening sooner than I think you even realize. I want to grab these cards here to see what else they have to say. Okay, so we have the Green Man Synergy. So I want to say for a lot of you too, this mentor could have been more masculine as well. Just throwing that out there. We have the Mountain Strength card. Okay. We have the Dragon Slay Them All. I love that. Oh my goodness. And we have the Infinite Abundance card. Abundance is pouring into your life. These two cards literally have the same energy, as well as the just wow. Okay, so the Infinite Abundance card literally wraps up these three cards to me, and what that is kind of signifying, that like the things you want and the things you need in your life are definitely coming. I just think you need to give it like a little bit more time, and you're going to be just fine, especially when it comes to being financially stable, being financially proud of yourself, academically proud of yourself, career-wise proud of yourself. Like things are going to be showing you that everything you've endured up to this point, even if it's just rejection after rejection for certain opportunities, it's making you stronger up this mountain path. And I know that sounds a little cringy or cheesy, but like honestly, you're going to be realizing that you're kind of glad that other things didn't work out, because this opportunity is like hitting all the check marks even if you weren't expecting it. Especially with the Dragon Slay Them All card, I just think you're going to realize that like because of the possible obstacles in the way, I don't want to say they're obstacles, because again, I feel like it's more external stuff that you literally cannot control. I think it's just going to be making you understand that like the situations that you've been through is just making it easier for you to tackle things in the future that might happen along the same realm. Does that make sense? It almost feels like you're going to be happy that it kind of worked out the way that it did, and if things fell into place as they did, because it's going to be making you realize that there's like this new energy to yourself in terms of going after the things you want. And honestly, for a lot of you with the Alchemist card, this could also indicate that this situation could be geared towards, like, if you are graduating with a biology degree, or if you're trying to get into the environmental science field, or like med school. Like, there's something going on there where this could also just be a sign that that is where you are meant to be. I feel like this is very career academic oriented of a message, pile one. If this isn't resonating with you in that sense, please feel free to go back and choose another pile. But that's honestly what I'm picking up on here. And basically the most, or the strongest piece of advice from this spread is give it a tiny bit more time and things are going to be falling into place super fast. I also want to say, for some of you here, some signs you can be looking for, like literally in your day-to-day life, could be mountains. This could also insinuate that there's an opportunity for you that lies near mountains, something like that. I just feel like there needs to be some sort of situation where you're looking for physical signs in order to feel a little bit more calm, especially just like the whole, like, I know this is like the earth deck, this one right here, the earth magic deck, but for some reason some of you need to be getting outside more. I didn't pull self-care cards for you guys, but like pile one, if you feel drawn to go outside, especially if it's getting nicer out, to help clear your mind when it comes to all this, please do. I feel like that's where a lot of you could be seeing your signs. I also want to say possibly, this sounds kind of weird, and I don't even know if you guys will know what I'm saying, but like yellow birds. I know there's going to be different birds for where you live and stuff, but like if you see a yellow bird, that could also be a sign that everything's kind of going your way. And I also want to say, I keep hearing plums. Like, I think plums are fruit, but if you randomly stumble across a plum, or someone keeps talking about plums around you out of nowhere after seeing this reading, like something along those lines. So mountains or mountain ranges, yellow birds, and plums. I feel like those are some signs for you guys, pile one, that this is a situation for you, to understand that things are going to be falling into place. Okay, I'm gonna roll my Astro dice here to see if I can get any specific signs for extra confirmation that this is the reading for you. I'm probably gonna roll it like 3 times. So we have Taurus, and again, this can be applied to your big 6. We have Leo, and get one more here, and we have Aries. So if you're Taurus, Leo, or Aries, big 3 or big 6, which is your sun, moon, or rising, or your, I believe it's Venus, Mercury, and Mars are your big 6. So if you have any of those major placements, this reading is definitely for you, and if not, don't sweat it. I just like doing that for extra validation, especially for people who are a little bit wary of if this reading is for them or not. And I know this was short, sweet, and simple to the point. If you want to book a personal reading for a more in-depth situation, I recommend going to my website and booking a reading with me there. As of right now, if you book today, I really shouldn't be getting to you later than a week, excluding the weekend, so like Saturday and Sundays. But yeah, if you want to book a personal reading with me, please feel free to. And if you are interested in my Patreon, go look at that below. And if not, I will see you next time. Hey pile 2, those who chose the rose quartz chunk here, we're going to be seeing what your spirit guide message is. I do have some pre-shuffled cards here, but we'll start with the tarot deck and see what the initial message is. I do have 2 cards from the Archetypes, I think it's called the Archetypes Oracle deck, that I'm going to use to see if I can pinpoint what guide I am speaking with or channeling a message for specifically. So we will do that right after I get the initial card. Wow, that one jumped out so fast. We have the King of Crystals in reverse. Let's see if we can get like 3 more. We have the Hanged Man. I love this card art. This is like a praying mantis, and it's like stuck upside down, and I think it's really cool. Okay, we have the Shadow. I believe that's a coyote on this card here. All right, let's get one more. All right, and we have the 6 of Feathers. So before I get into what I think that is trying to say, I want to grab the archetype cards here to see who this guide is specifically, or, you know, whatever, take what resonates. This is a general reading. Okay, we have the Martyr. and we also have the Goddess. So for some of you, this could be a more feminine or female guide, and I want to say necessarily for a majority of you, I don't think that this is someone you knew in this present life. So to me, this could indicate just a very spiritual, astral guide for you, or someone you knew in a past life. Like, there's something going on here where I don't think they've physically manifested in this lifetime to know you, but they definitely are more feminine, and they definitely are someone who is with you to help you understand life, nature, and sensuality in terms of feeling yourself, as well as someone who wants you to be all in on something. Like, they really want you to discover who you are, I think. And I think that's also what this overall message is for you, pile 2, because the Hanged Man, the Shadow, the Six of Feather, the transition here, the King of Crystals being in reverse, and this upright says courage and commitment. I just really get the sense that a lot of you could be stuck on who you are, like trying to figure out yourself, especially if there are some things from your past that you kind of let haunt you a little bit too much. It's like it's kind of stalling you from seeing who you really are, what you really like, and like actually committing to things, and like I want to say committing to things in like a more of a hobby sense, not like other people like in a romantic sense, but more like if there's something that's interesting you, like nothing stopping you from committing and trying to figure it out and like giving it a chance rather than just your own mindset. Like, there's definitely a lot of ambition that you're suppressing because you're like, I don't know if this is who I am. Like, it's almost like you're living to this pre-notion of what you used to be, and you're not letting yourself transition into this new era of your life, perhaps. Because it feels like you're not letting yourself mature and grow up and try new things. Like, you're kind of like, oh, but this is who I established I was 2-3 years ago, and I can't just keep, like, changing. Like, I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but it definitely feels like this guide wants you to understand that it's not... How do I want to say this? It doesn't make you weak for wanting to change your perception of yourself. Like, it doesn't make you weak for 3 years ago hating the color pink, and now all of a sudden you really like it and you want to paint your room pink, or you want to wear pink clothes and you want to be more colorful. Like, whatever aesthetic or like whatever vision you have of yourself and what you like to do and like what you're interested in, like, it's allowed to change. You're allowed to change. You're supposed to change. Like, that's the thing I want you guys to understand with this reading. It's like, to be your whole self and to live the most true life that you want to live, stop suppressing that ambition. Stop suppressing the things you feel drawn to do. Okay, like, there's nothing wrong with wanting to try new hobbies and being very passionate about it and like expressing it, or like, you don't have to hide it. Like, there's something going on here where you're only hindering yourself by not allowing yourself to indulge in that kind of thing. Okay, and I feel like, too, again, for some of you, this could be due to a lack of courage of doing it, out of fear of possibly what people will think about you or, like, say about you or something. Like, you have to kind of work past that. Have patience with yourself. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but you have to change your perspective on all this. You have to understand that I don't think people are looking at you as closely as you think they are. Like, if someone is sitting down and analyzing your every little move compared to what you were doing 3 years ago, then that's on them. Like, they have an issue. That's, you know, if that's what you're afraid of someone pointing out or like criticizing or questioning you about, like, that's weird. Like, you have to understand that if that's a fear of yours, you have to kind of work past that. This guide really wants you to understand that, like, you will grow and learn and you're meant to change. So it's okay to want to try new things and experience new things and express yourself differently, especially if the whole pink thing makes sense, which I think is interesting because we have the rose quartz here and then these cards are reddish and pink, and I don't know. I want to see what the oracle cards here have to say. Oh, shut up. We literally had the clouds shape-shifting card, which this card always signifies to me that just like clouds, as they move across the sky, they might change formation a little bit, but that doesn't make it not a cloud. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you're allowed to change and shape-shift who you are, and that's really cool that we have that card. We have the, I'm gonna say this wrong, it's like Gaia. Gaia. We have the nurturing card regardless. Okay, and then we have the gold card. You don't need somebody else to fix you. Interesting. And then we have the pile 2. I am getting goosebumps. Pile 2. This guide really wants you to understand that in order to really pleasure and enjoy and savor your life and the things that life has to offer to you, you're allowed to shapeshift, you're allowed to change, you're allowed to explore new things, new hobbies, new aesthetics, new ways of branding yourself, but I promise you, no one's looking that closely. You're allowed to explore other things, okay? Like, by doing that, you're nurturing your most inner self. And I also want to say too, with the gold, you don't need somebody else to fix you card. This is very interesting to me because I feel like possibly perhaps some of you could have been involved with friendships or family members or a romantic person that possibly criticized you a little, like critiqued you on certain things, like little quirks that you have, and because of that you suppressed it. And that could be possible, like past stuff that like you're letting subconsciously rule you, that's like causing this insecurity and causing this need to stay still and like not expand yourself and things. Because I feel like for some of you, you could also have this notion that like other people rule your life, almost like it's like if it's not in, or if it's not what, you know, your mom would approve of, or it's not like what your ex would have thought was cool or something, like I don't know, like you have to be changing that whole perspective on yourself in order to really savor your life. Like, if you want to be, this is gonna sound cheesy, if you want to be the one playing the tambourine or playing the violin and not sitting and watching like you used to 3 years ago, you're allowed to get up and do that stuff. Like, you're allowed to get up and change your life in order to feel more happy and feel more present and to nurture yourself. And like, that is okay, pile 2. Like, you're allowed to do that, okay? And that is the biggest thing I want to stress with this spirit guide reading, is this guide wants you to go with what you're feeling. Do what you feel is right. Even if it means loving the color pink even though you swore you hated it 3 years ago. Like, enjoy your life. Let yourself do the things that you feel is happy and pleasurable in the moment now. And who cares if in 3 years your mind changes again? Like, you're allowed to continuously grow and shapeshift because we're human. If you were the same person you were 5-10 years ago, I would be super concerned. Like, it's a part of life to change and grow, pile 2, and I think that's something you need to realize, okay? And I want to point out some physical signs that you might be seeing. Seashells could be a very significant sign for you guys, or something that you always feel drawn to. Literal clouds might be something that you see, like a sign of some sort over the next week. And if I were you, I would look out for dragonflies and praying mantises. Maybe even if you live somewhere where you hear coyotes sometimes, if you hear a coyote howl at night, like, take these all as physical signs in the real world that this message was 1000% for you, okay? I'm gonna roll the astro dice a few times to get some specific signs that this might resonate with. I almost just, that was weird. I had Taurus up and I kind of like, I don't know what just happened, but yeah, Taurus was the first roll there. Let's roll it 2 more. We have Aries. That was the one I kind of accidentally rolled it to, which is, it's kind of interesting. And this is also matching up with the signs I rolled for pile 1, which is weird. And then we have Libra. So if you have Taurus, Aries, or Libra and your big 6, which I believe are your Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Mars, and Venus placements, then take this as extra confirmation that this reading was for you, okay? If you want to book a personal reading with me, please feel free to. My website is linked below. It is www.tarotwithabby.com. And if the whole Patreon thing interests you as well, you can join below. That is also linked, or just check it out. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here, and I can't wait till next time. Hello, pile 3, my broken aura crystal pile. I still have no idea what happened to this. My only guess is my little kitties were playing with it and kind of banged it up, and hence it fell apart. But I had no idea, but we're gonna see what your spirit guide message is today. I do have some pre-shuffled cards here, 2 of them being from my Archetype deck, which I'm just gonna use in general to see who this possible guide is. And I will start off with that after I get the main message here with the tarot cards. Okay, so pile 3, what is your message from spirit? What do you need to know moving forward? Oh my goodness. We have the 10 of Wands in reverse. We have the Knight of Wands upright. King of Cups in reverse. Let's see if I can get 1 or 2 more here. We have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Let's get 1 more. Maybe. Okay. We've got 2 more. We have the Empress upright and the Page of Pentacles upright. So before I dive into what I believe all of these are trying to say, let's see what the archetype cards are. And again, take what resonates. I just want to get a general feel here. Okay, so we have the Advocate card and we have Child Nature. Okay, friendship with animals. Some of you, this could be... Again, I think it's for a select few of you. I don't think it's everyone watching this pile 3. This could be a pet that moved on. Like, I don't know why. This could definitely be some kind of animal that could never really talk to you. Like if it's a literal pet bunny, a pet cat, a pet dog that has recently passed on. Whereas I feel like for some others, this could be a guide that was a child that passed on of some sort. But either way, this guide is definitely advocating for you. Like there is something going on here where they are trying you to take action of some sort. And I really do think that this is coming through with the cards I'm seeing here. There's something that you need to be taking action on when it comes to possibly your lifestyle or a specific person. That could be someone who is not treating you well, because the King of Wands or the King of Cups in reverse, I just feel like there could be an immature individual that you have been dealing with or currently dealing with that's kind of been out of whack. Maybe there's not equal giving and receiving going on here. And I feel like for some reason, in order to take the stress off your shoulders, this guide is trying to push you to do what is best for you, especially if you don't feel confident in the situation anymore, you don't feel appreciated, or you don't feel like you're getting that stability, like that sense of security anymore, like there's a lack of back and forth of some sort. So again, this could be, for some of you, this could be a romantic partner or someone you're interested in, or this could be a platonic friendship where it's just not equal anymore. And for some of you watching this, this could be like a work situation where you're not being appreciated, you're dealing with immature boss, something like that. Okay, take what resonates. But I feel like for some reason with the Knight of Wands here, I think that you're gonna have to be the one to take action here, because I feel like for some reason, even if the other person or other people in the situation aren't happy and aren't, you know, being very mature about things, I don't think that they're gonna be the one to spark a change. Like they're gonna stay doing what they're doing. And I think that's why there's like this note of needing to empower yourself and understand that this is like kind of an investment for yourself to make this change. Like if you stay where you're at, it's just going to be more stressful. You're going to keep seeing that unbalanced feeling in life, and understand that like this has to be like in your hands. And I think that's why this guide is trying to like advocate for you in a way. It's like you need to understand that in order to feel good again, in order to do what you know is right, you have to be the one to make this change. And if you're watching this and you've already made this change in the past like 2 weeks or so, this is kind of your guide confirming that you did what you had to do. So if that resonates with you, take that. I'm gonna see what the pre-shuffled cards here are, because I feel like this is pretty straightforward in that sense, but I want to see what these have to say. We have volcano, volatility, that's making sense. Excuse me. We have lotus flower, unfoldment. We have tree, let them go. The irony and that is insane. And then we have crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. Okay, so if that didn't clearly sum up everything that I have been trying to say already, there is definitely something you need to be letting go, especially if it's a work environment that's too much, if it's someone that you're romantically involved with, if it's a platonic friend. There's just something going on here where you need to be releasing all this negativity. And instead of, I want to say too, if you haven't verbally communicated the stress or the unhappiness with this person or the situation, like, I feel like this is also your guide encouraging you not to lash out, but to handle it in a very mature way. Like, let it unfold in a healthy way. Don't start name calling. Don't blow up on someone. Like, try your best to take that anger and take that annoyance and take that, you know, unhappiness and just use that to fuel you to move forward. Because I think by backfiring onto someone or blowing up on some kind of situation, it might only make matters worse, especially when it comes to immature responses back to you, leading to more stress. And I just feel like you need to kind of wrap it all up, handle it in the most positive way, put on, you know, your walking shoes and walk away. Because I feel like the crossing bridges, like, you know, it's time to heal and mend and release the situation in order to see what's next in your life. And I want to say too, for some of you, if this is a situation when it is like a work environment that's really sour and you're not being treated correctly, or if you recently made the decision to leave a work situation, I feel like for some, you need to understand that there is going to be an opportunity coming up here that is going to be making it worth it. Like, you're not going to have to worry about if you're going to be like jobless, or like if the next job that you grab is going to have a similar situation. Like, I really think that all of this is going to make you a lot more confident because you're going to see that security. And if this is resulting for you or connecting to you in the sense that this is a platonic friend or a romantic interest or partner that you are deciding to leave from in order to heal yourself and like look towards other things, you're going to be feeling a lot more yourself, as well as a lot more confident, a lot less stressed. Like, you need to be doing what is right for you. Okay, like, that is the biggest thing I want to stress with this pile, is like, you're not the bad guy for needing to let go. Like, I love the symbolism in this card, because I feel like if you ever hear the thing, like, when it comes to dead trees, like the things that you aren't gaining fruits from anymore, like there's no leaves on here, there's no nothing, okay? It's a dead tree. A lot of, you know, I'm pretty sure if you've heard this before, like, they burn trees in order to make room for new living trees. Like, that is the feeling I am getting with this whole spread. It's like it's time to kind of end the things that are dying in order to see what else is going to come in your life and unfold into something more beautiful, more peaceful, more fit to what you want to be seeing in your life, okay? I know it's easier said than done, but I just feel like a lot of you need to be hearing that, and you need to be advocating for yourself like this guide wants you to be, okay? Some physical signs that you can be seeing in your life could literally be a bunny of some sort. Like, if you ask to see a bunny, and you see one hop across your yard or down the street one day, like, take that as a sign. I also want to say, for some reason, this might sound weird, but like, if you randomly see a bonsai tree, I think that's how you say it. I don't know why that's coming to mind, but that could be something that you see a sign of, as well as, I want to say, like, I don't mean like a literal blue fish. Like, if I highly doubt any of you will see like a fish jump out of water at all, but I want to say, like, if you're just walking down the street and on a sign you see like a literal blue fish in an advertisement, I don't know why, but I feel like that is a sign for you guys, pile 3, okay? So if you see a bunny, a blue fish, or a bonsai tree, it's such a weird mix of things, but if you see any of those, please take those as confirmation that this reading is definitely for you and you need to be taking action of some sort, okay? I want to roll my astro dice here to see if I can get some specific signs to extra confirm for your big 6, if this is for you. Okay, so we have Sagittarius. Let's roll 2 more times. We have Leo. I'm not surprised there's fiery energy coming out here between the wands and the volcano and all that jazz. And then we have Capricorn. So if you have a Capricorn, Leo, or Sagittarius in your big 6, which I believe are your Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Mars, and Venus, please take this as extra confirmation that this reading is for you. If you want a more specific, personalized reading, I highly recommend going to book one on my website, linked below, www.tarotwithabby.com. And if not, I can't wait to see you next time.